Hey guys, Spacious here, back with another video for you. Today we're looking at my Sunken Temple gold farm. It's very good for mages with skinning, and it's really convenient if you're horde like me because it's right next to Stonard, which has a mailbox and reagents and repair, so there's not a lot of downtime when your bags are full. But in order to make it profitable, you do need skinning, because a lot of the gold you're going to make here is going to come from thick leather and rugged leather. And your gold per hour is going to depend on the prices of those items on your server. Also, thank you to everyone who's checked out my stream the other night. That was a lot of fun. We tried a lot of cool things and we learned a lot. So I'm definitely going to be pumping out some more videos for you guys because we figured some things out that are pretty cool. And yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank you all for liking, commenting, and subscribing on my videos. I really appreciate that. We've met every goal we've set so far, so that's pretty awesome. So yeah, you guys are amazing. Thanks. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Here's the gear and the spec that I'm using. All my gear is just auction house greens and blues with spirit and MP5 on them. You do need skinning, and here's the spec on the right side. I do have Blade of Eternal Darkness. It is not required for the farm. But it does make it a little bit quicker. So there you go. Nothing crazy. Alright guys, so when you first zone in, you're going to take the second from the left path here and proceed to go directly up the stairs as high as possible. I know ST is a pretty big place, so if you've never been here before, then just follow the video closely so that you don't get lost. But after you've been in here a few times, it'll all kind of come together and you won't get lost anymore. But we're going to go up to this top ring and we're going to do our first pull. We do this in two separate pulls. The first one is going to be this top ring of all these trolls. And then the second pull is going to be all the dragons down below. So I just like to isolate this group on the right when I come in. And then I go to the left and I just go around the entire ring doing Novas and Cone of Colds. The only thing to watch out for is the Witch Doctors have a Hex ability. And it doesn't break on damage, so you'll basically just sit there as a frog getting hit for like 10 seconds or something stupid like that. But I've never seen them cast it on the pull, so you don't have to worry about it when you're gathering them all together. It's just something that during the kill phase you kind of want to stay far away from them. But other than that, the pull is really easy. You just run around in a circle and you gather up all these trolls. This part honestly takes the longest out of anything in the dungeon. So you can definitely speed it up if you want to use something like swiftness pots or if you want to use Zanza, but it's obviously not required. I don't use them and I still make really good gold, so don't worry about it. I also recommend turning and doing a rank 1 blizzard every so often. You don't have to do it that much. It's just so that you can kind of group all the mobs up before you go into the kill phase, because the Witch Doctors will stop and cast at you, and then they fall way behind. So in order to make your kill phase smoother, I recommend you just do some rank 1 blizzards every now and then. But once you've got all the groups, you can basically just start to kite them with max rank blizzard and start popping your cooldowns. So I'll do like a water elemental on the corner, do some flame strikes, do some blizzards. Pretty standard tactics, and you just got to get these down. It's not that many mobs, so you can kill them pretty fast. Now, the reason we came up here to kill all these is because the main skinning pull itself only takes about 5 minutes. So in order to not hit lockout too quickly, we come up here and supplement the farm with all these trolls. Now, these guys have a chance to drop some pretty nice BOEs that sell for a good amount of money. And they also drop, of course, greens, and then they drop Mage Weave Cloth, which is really good. So when you get them low, they all kind of just start running around all crazy like this. And the Corpse Eaters will try to go to a nearby body and heal off of it. So at the end here, I just kind of run through and do arcane explosions and get them all down. So once you got everything looted up, you're going to take the very first opening that you can find, and we're going to go out towards the large open area in the middle of the dungeon. And our goal is to get to the northernmost part of that area, and we're going to start the pull in the tunnel. In order to not take damage when you jump off, just blink before you hit the ground. So when you get to the northernmost tunnel, you're going to run about halfway down and pull this mob with an ice lance. And all the packs in here are linked together. So when you pull one mob out of any group, the entire group will follow you no matter how far away they are, which is pretty nice. Makes it really easy. So basically all we have to do is just run around and pull one mob from each group, and we'll have all the dragons. I like to blink here before I go into this first tunnel, and then we're going to use it one more to get out so we don't take too much damage. But just run all the way down here to the back and pull the first mob that's in range. And then I kind of let them all get a little bit closer before I blink, and then I do a Nova, just so I don't take a lot of damage. You're not really ever in any risk of dying here, but you never know. And you're just going to continue to go and grab all the mobs with ice lances. There's only 2 tunnels you really have to go down. The other ones don't have any more dragons in them, so you don't have to worry about that. But once you get to the end here and you've pulled everything, you summon your water elemental and you drop an ice block. Basically going to be the same thing as like Stratholm if you're familiar with that. You let them all group up on you, and then you cast your elemental freeze, and then you just go to town, start popping all your cooldowns, and flame strike if you want, blizzard, everything you can. One small thing that I'd like to mention is some of these mobs have the ability to put you to sleep. Most of the time you just resist, but they can only cast it when you're close. So if you're not an undead and you can't break out of it, just try and stay max range. If you do get slept, it's not really even a big deal because it'll break as soon as you take any damage, and then you can just keep on running. But to avoid it entirely, just kind of stay far away from them. So you can see we've killed about 120 mobs in around 8 minutes. And now you have to spend a few minutes looting and skinning, but it's entirely worth it. At the time of recording this, the price of leather on my server was actually pretty low, but I still got a decent amount of gold in one run. So I highly recommend you check out the prices of thick and rugged leather on your server before you try this, simply because your gold per hour is going to vary greatly depending on those prices, because that's pretty much the main income of this farm. The great thing about these items is they're always selling because they are needed to level leatherworking, and that's a pretty popular profession in this expansion with the drums. So you never have to worry about if they're going to sell or not, because they typically always will. Alright guys, there it is. That's the entire farm. Super quick and easy. Very convenient for Horde. And overall a great farm. I've been doing it the last couple days, making a lot of money, and I really hope you do too. And I hope you liked the video. If you did, please show your love by subscribing to my channel, dropping a like, leaving a comment, all those good things. Thank you all so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh yeah, and here's how to get out if you didn't know.